The basic nature of every item in the universe is the constant transformation from one state to another state. However, this transformation or change can be visible or invisible immediately. For example, the growth of a person, an animal, may not be visible. Even the growth of a plant may not be visible immediately. But it becomes visible in the course of time. That the plant has grown, that the person has grown up, the child has grown up. And at the same time, even the decay, becoming old, may not be visible immediately, though it happens constantly. It may become visible in course of time. Oh, that young person has grown old. This is the universal nature of the nature, the constant transformation from one state to another stage. Birth is a change. Decay is a change. Death is a change. Even a dead body is changing, getting decomposed. Nothing is static. Nothing is stable. Everything is changing. The cause of change or transformation is the universal energy that is active. Energy, the universal energy, is not a thing, but an activity. While the transformation is due to a certain cause, that is, the universal energy, the universal activity, the creativity, the result, inevident result, is that nothing can retain a permanent identity because of this constant transformation. Buddha observed these three aspects of the nature. Although we see it as three aspects of the nature, it is the same nature which is having three aspects. The three aspects are the same nature. The basic nature is transformation. The cause is the activity called energy. Universal energy is transforming everything constantly. Therefore, the transformation has a cause and also has a result. The result is nothing can retain a permanent identity. The Buddha referred to these three aspects of the nature, the basic nature, as tilakkhana, three features of nature, lakkana. And he referred to this in his language as anityata, dukkhata, anattata. Anityata is translated in English as impermanency, but impermanency is the result of anityata. That is the result of the universal energy, the universal activity, constant activity. Because of the activity, there is a transformation of the form, the transformation of the nature, both physically and mentally. The mind is constantly changing. Our body is constantly changing. Therefore, we cannot retain the same identity throughout. As small children, we grew up. That is transformation. As young people, we grew old. That is transformation. Ultimately, we can die. Even a dead body is a state of transformation, decomposition. It decays. Once one realizes this constant nature of everything, every item in the universe, one gets control in attachment, resentment, and ignorance. Ignorance of the reality that things are getting transformed constantly. We are not constantly aware of the transformation because it becomes apparent in the course of time. The growth or the decay or getting old becomes apparent in the course of time. Therefore, the human nature is to get attached to things that are present, but they too are subjected to transformation, changing. The beauty, the pleasant nature cannot exist forever. Similarly, we get resentmentful. We repulse, attraction and repulsion. That is not our activity, the activity of the mental magnetism in us, our likes and dislikes. Liking is mental attraction, that is mental magnetic attraction. Repulsion or disliking is mental magnetic distraction, repulsion, attraction and repulsion. They are magnetic activities. They happen automatically without our knowledge. That is ignorance. And main reason is we are ignorant. At the moment, what is present is going to be changed, transformed. What is unpleasant is going to be transformed, changed. In Buddhist meditation, one realizes whatever that one becomes aware of is getting transformed. For example, the famous popular type of Buddhist meditation is on one's own breathing. The breathing coming in and going out. The breath comes in and it stops. That means it has a birth, decay and death. Then out breathing. It starts going out and gradually it goes out and it ends the going out. Then the coming in begins. Therefore, in and out breathing has a birth, decay and death. Once one becomes aware of this nature of breathing constantly in meditation, one transfers that knowledge into everything that one can become aware of. And one becomes aware that everything is changing. Then our attachment gets diminished. Our resentment gets diminished. Our ignorance of the reality or the real nature of the universe, our life, gets changed. Ignorance diminishes and ultimately we become enlightened of the reality, the real nature of the universe. Then our attachment gets extinct, our resentment gets extinct, our ignorance becomes extinct, and we become enlightened. Therefore, enlightenment is the result of, the outcome of knowing the real nature of the nature, which is mainly in a state of transformation. Scientists may call it the transformation of energy. Energy, as I mentioned earlier, is not a thing, but activity. Activity in every item. In every atom. Atoms are active. Electrons are active. Protons are active. Neutrons are active. The quarks inside the protons and neutrons are active. There's nothing static in this universe. And that is the basic nature of the nature. And we are also getting transformed constantly, both mentally and physically. But once we realize this nature of the nature, and once we become enlightened of the reality of the real nature, our mental state becomes stable, unmoved by what is happening inside and outside us. That is, the mind becomes tranquil, calm, quiet, silent. And that is the bliss of enlightenment that we can ultimately achieve by realizing the real nature of the nature.